This video is about money. And the song that comes to mind is money, 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 right? Yes. So we are going to be talking about money and your wedding expenses. And if you are yet to figure it out, it's your wedding budget. I know that this is a topic that many people are not comfortable discussing, but we are going to pull up our big girl and big boy pants. And we're going to come together and talk about money because guess what? You need money for your wedding.
Hey there, I'm Kemi, an on-demand wedding planner, and I help engage couples with the guidance and coaching needed to navigate the wedding planning journey. Need help with brainstorming, tips and tricks, or just a listening ear? I'm the girl to call. So, let's connect.
So here we are on my computer, and this is the tool that I use with my couples. It's basically a spreadsheet, and if you are comfortable with the use of spreadsheet, if you're savvy with using spreadsheet, you can actually put this together yourself. But to make it easy for you, to make your life easy, and to give you more time to enjoy wedding planning and things, I have put this together for you. It's broken down into sections, and there are prompts along the way to guide you on what to do. And it is auto-calculating, so you don't even have to bother with formulas. You just enter the numbers as they apply to you both. It is important that as you get started with wedding planning, you have a discussion about how much money you can anticipate having put aside for your wedding. And if you have that discussion and you go through this exercise and you come up with a number, it guides you to know if you are at a comfortable place, if you need to get some extra money, and it helps you in deciding what kind of wedding you want. And it goes further into helping you to itemize things that are more priority to you, what you can splurge earn, and other things. So it's important to have this discussion even before you get started with bookings and all of that. You should know how much money you might have access to. So that's basically the introduction I have, and now let's jump right in. You see here we have this colon and this colon here. Those are just for individual spouses. So let's enter a name. For spouse one, we're going to have Jane. Let's assume that's the name we're working with this evening, Miss Jane, and Mr. John. Why am I messing up the names? Okay, I'd like to put out there a disclaimer. I am just entering numbers as they come to my mind. There is no special selection or any forethought to the numbers. So let's have it simple and nice. Let's live in peace here. Nobody come after me because I entered a certain number. Nobody's earning more than anybody here. Nobody's living less than anybody here. We're just entering numbers, okay? Let's keep it simple and keep it fun. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is here it says add up your net monthly income. Your net income is the amount that comes into your account from your employer. What your employer agrees to pay you is different from what you actually get because they've taken out deductions like your tax, medical contributions, your 401k, and all of that. So we're going to work with the money that hits your bank account because that's the money you have control over and that's the money you actually see. So Miss Jane, let's assume you earn $4,800. Where's my four? $4,800. And Mr. John, you probably do likewise. You both have side gigs because who doesn't have side gig, right? So your side gig, somebody earns $900 in side gigs, another person has $750 in side gigs, okay? Let's keep it simple here. If you have all the number of income streams you have, you can enter them there. That's for both of you, both spouses, to decide and to talk about, okay? And consider this an exercise in transparency. Okay, between the both of you, 5,700 here, 5,550 here, you both have a total of 11,250 hitting your accounts monthly. Okay. Next section is about your payments and your expenses. You see the prompt here says add up all the payments and expenses for the month, for each month. As a Christian, I believe in returning my tithe to God. That's how I say thank you, dear Father in heaven, for providing. And He made it easy. Your tithe is 10% of your income. Just take out the last digits, right? So 570 for Miss Jane, 555 for Mr. John. Your donations, what do you give to charity? Let's say you do $100 each, okay? I'm going really simple here just for illustration's sake. Life insurance, please, if you don't have life insurance, I beg you, get life insurance for yourself. I am not an expert on this matter. I would ask that you Google experts in this area and find out all the information that you need. But I know it's a good thing to have, so let's just include having life insurance here. Miss Jane, you have 50. Mr. John, you have 65. Men tend to have higher premiums for other reasons. Savings contribution. You work and you should save, and even as you leave. So don't just spend everything, save some, put some money aside, okay? So you have decided for savings, you're probably going to do 5% or a certain amount of money just put in savings. So let's assume my math is not adding up right now, but if I was going to do 5% of 750, that brings me to 235, I think. yes, that's 235. And Mr. John, if you're doing 5%, it should be, let's just say 230, okay? Let's just keep it simple. Your rent and mortgage. You might not have medical bills. You don't have to enter a number for all of this this prompts here. This is just as much of the bills that I could think of. If you need to enter another bill, all you have to do is come to an empty slot or pick on any one, you right click and it says add a row. I suggest you add a row to the top. So add a row, it says add, insert one row above. I would say you do that. So that way the formula that I have put in here would carry across over, would include, actually that's a better expression, it would include the new bill that you are entering. If you put one underneath, then you have to adjust the formula yourself. So I don't need an extra. I'm just going to go undo here. Where was I? Medical bill. Maybe you don't have medical bills. Maybe you don't have student loans. Do you have credit card payments? Maybe you have credit card payments. And let's just keep it simple. Your premium, you just have to pay. The minimum balance maybe is $100 monthly you have to pay. You like to keep fit. You like to eat the bars, and Planet Fitness has I think that's what they do. I don't know how much they charge anymore. And then childcare. You have no kids, maybe, so you don't have any expenses for childcare. You drive, so you most likely don't have bus or train passes. And for your miscellaneous, it is important, it is wise that you have some money, make provisions for anything that can come up. Yes, you have your savings, that's good, but anything can come up, and we need to include that in our calculation here. So let's just assume that if anything were to come up, hopefully it's not exceeding $250. So let's just keep it that way. So at the end of the month, between Miss Jane and Mr. John, we know now that you have $8,135 in expenses, and you've earned $11,250. So it means you have some money left over, and having some money left over is really good. And that brings us to this third section here. Deduct the total expenses from the total income, and we've done that, deducting 8 from 11, and we have 3 here. So we have 3,115. Now we're going to enter in the number of months for planning the wedding. If you had just 1 month to your wedding, and you decided this is all you're going to spend, whatever you have left over is what you're going to spend on your wedding, then it means your wedding budget will just be $3,000. But if you decide, we have, we're planning our wedding for 1 month or for maybe 8 months, if it was 8 months, this then would be $24,000, meaning from whatever money you have left over after all your expenses are done, assuming that this is a realistic capture of all your financial obligations. This is just assuming these are all your financial obligations. All the financial obligations you have should be accounted for here as payments and expenses. So by the time we get here, we are saying after taking out all the financial obligations that you both have $3,000 left over. And by entering in the number of months that you have for wedding planning, let's assume we turn this to 12. This brings us to $37,000. So for $27,000 for 12 months, if you were saving your money, you'll be able to come up with $37,000 and $380. This does not mean you have to wait until the end of the 12th month before you start your wedding planning. No, you can start wedding planning. You can go ahead with wedding planning even as the months roll by. You might have to pull some money here and some money there, but it helps you to know that, of course, you should be tracking your expenses, but this helps you to know that you cannot go over $37,000 if you intend to pay for this out of your pockets, what you have, just absolutely. So we also know, coming to the fourth section here, that friends, family members, parents, and well-wishers and colleagues, they like to contribute towards the wedding. Most times parents want to pay for the bride's attire. So let's assume for the bride, you have a generous donation of $2,500 for your outfit, okay? And for the groom, your friends have pulled together, your brothers in community, and decided, we are also going to contribute $2,000 towards your wedding. I wish that was the way it worked, but let's just assume there are still good friends out there. And you both decided we are going to add some more to our line of credit here. We're going to use some more money. Okay, so I had to quickly adjust my formula here. Something was messing up. Now we're good. So you have $2,500 in parental and friends and all that kind of donations. And you decided you wanted to add some more money from another source. You wanted to get a loan, and you decided, let's add $1,000 each to our credit cards. So you've raised another total of $6,500 from parents, friends, and credit card companies. Now, the final part says the anticipated amount for the wedding expenses is going to be this figure here. Whatever figure you have here, that is what you can anticipate would be the amount that you're going to be having available to you for your wedding expenses. And that's basically the total of whatever money you have here. If you were saving for 12 months of wedding planning, in addition to any other extra fund that you've been able to raise. So 37,380 here, in addition to 6,500 here, gives us 43,880. At the end of the day, running through this exercise, we can anticipate that 43,000 thereabout, almost 44,000, but let's just keep it to the exact thing here. 43,880 is what you can anticipate to be available to you for your wedding expenses. Why is it important that we know this figure? Well, you want to know if you have enough money to cater to the wedding that you are dreaming of. You want to know if you have too much. In some people's cases, you don't have to spend all of this. So this is good to know. You're not going to spend 43,000. You just want to know if you are able to cater to cover the expenses for your wedding. And this is a yes. If your budget was, let's assume you were thinking of a wedding that would cost at maybe 35,000 to plan. You don't know this upfront, but from a wedding planner's point of view, you describe everything and you're like, oh, that sounds like a $35,000 wedding. Well, after going through this exercise, you know that you have the money to cover it. In fact, at this point, 37,000 here, we know that we are in that area of covering these expenses, even if nobody else chips in, or if you don't even take any loan for the wedding. It is important, like I say, I'm going to say it again, it's important that you know how much money you can anticipate to have available to you for your wedding expenses. The next part of this video, the next part of this series is going over how to then allocate your funds to your expenses. How much do you spend on your venue? How much should you spend on your outfit? How much should you spend on your drinks and every other thing that comes with wedding planning? I'm hoping you've enjoyed this demo that we have here. Again, you can download this tool for yourself. It's going to be in the description section. Get it for yourself and share this video with other friends so they can also get the help that they need with their wedding planning. I have enjoyed working over this with you, going through this with you, and I look forward to working with you to help you have a wedding that is befitting and matches up to the expectations that you have. I am Kemi. You can connect with me on Instagram at 101eventsatl, and you can leave me an email or send me a shout out. My email address is going to be displayed down here. And until the next time we meet, you have a very happy wedding planning journey. Take care. Goodbye.